Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'm going to be explaining how you can go from 0 to $2.1 billion in GTA 5 story mode. This is not a glitch, this is simply a 3-step process that you can take along the way that will earn you a legitimate $2.1 billion. It's not going to be fast, but it's straightforward, and I hope you all do enjoy this video. Before we get into anything, if you are new and are interested in more GTA 5 content, feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you are notified every time I go live or upload a video. And if you do enjoy this video, it helps you out and you want to help support the channel, smash that like button. I really do appreciate it. Two more things very quickly. One, let's see if we can hit 20k subscribers by the end of January 2021. So just over a month from now, let's see if we can hit 20k. We're almost at 19,000. Thank you everybody for the amazing support right now on the channel. I really do appreciate it. And for those of you who really enjoy the channel, I have a surprise for you at the end of the video, so make sure you stay till the very end. With that being said, let's get into this whole process. Now, one thing I want to mention before we get into this is I went back, I replayed the game, and I started at the first Lester assassination mission. Now, what's important about that is that mission is the first of 5 that Lester will give Franklin. We only want to do that first mission before we do the big score heist. The reason for that is the other 4 missions are going to be played after the big score heist when we have more money, so that we could capitalize on the stock market investments that we can make after those missions. You will understand more as we get later on, but just so you know, we started right after the first assassination mission, which is the hotel assassination mission. If you guys don't know, before that mission, you can invest in Beta Pharmaceuticals on the LCN stock market, and after you finish that mission, you can sell off those stocks for about a 50% return on all 3 characters. So I highly suggest you doing that. It adds about $250,000 to every character, so it's a little amount of money, but it will help and it will go a long way. So now we're going to move on. So we started at the first hotel assassination mission, and there are a few things that we're going to have to play through in order to get to the point in the game where we could really maximize our money. Now there's 3 main heists that you're going to be doing. The first one is the Paleto Bay, where you're going to be robbing a bank. The second one, you're going to be raiding the FIB, or the Bureau. And the third one is the big score, where you're going to the Union Depository to steal $200 million in gold. So you're going to have to play through those things. The end of the Lester assassination mission, the hotel assassination missions, are roughly 30% through the game. And the big score is played at around 55% of the game, depending on which missions you decide to do first. If you're looking to fast track it, don't go to any of the question mark missions, only go to the missions with letters. So it'll be M, B, L, etc. So once we hit the big score, it is the final heist. You're going to be stealing around $201 million from the Union Depository. Now there are 2 ways to go about it. There's the obvious approach and there's the subtle approach. One requires a chopper, drills, and the other one is you're going to be pretending to be workers for the Union Depository and you end up stealing the money that way. I have the max revenue you could receive and the minimum revenue you can receive from this heist. Now we are going to assume this entire time that this is going to be paid out to all 3 characters, okay? So the maximum revenue you can make from this big score heist is $41,664,000 per character. That's the absolute maximum. Now the way to do that, you need to use the obvious approach. You need Taliana and Kareem as drivers, and Kareem has to be the second driver if he hasn't been used in any other heists. So for the gunman, you could go with Norm or Hugh. Depending, whichever one you used in previous heists, I suggest you using, because that does increase their skill level when you use them in multiple heists. And then the second gunman would be Daryl. So if you have all those things, obvious approach, that is the way to hit maximum. You gotta, go through the heist flawlessly. You hit a maximum 41 million, just over 41 million, almost 42. Now the minimum revenue you can make is $12,096,000 per character. The way to do this, there's no set way. There's plenty of ways to mess up, whether you choose the wrong driver, whatever it may be. There's plenty of ways to lose money during the mission, during the heist, and that will cause you to hit that 12 million. Now, when I did it, I made some bad decisions, and I ended up with around 15 million per character. So we're pretty much at the very low end of the spectrum, but I'm going to show you that even with that, you can still make a lot of money and hit that $2.1 billion mark. So after you finish the big score, you are going to have one more mission for Franklin. Now, Devin is going to give you the option: either you kill Trevor, you kill Michael, or you have a death wish on yourself. Now, some people choose to kill one of the characters, but please be warned that if you kill one of those characters, you are not allowed to play with them for the rest of the story mode. After this mission, they're completely gone. So, if you want to have all three characters still, which is a 100% possibility, all you have to do is click Death Wish, and during the mission, Lester finds a way to save everybody, and in the end, you three end up assassinating Devin himself. Now, this allows all three characters to continue to play. You could do missions with them, you could travel throughout the world with them, you can buy their businesses, do all that kind of stuff. What does happen though is if you do kill one of them, then the take from the big score will be transferred to the other two remaining characters. So realistically, you can have much more money than the max and mins that I gave. Before we start investing, I want to make sure it's very, very clear. Please create a save file before you do so. If you go to your phone, go over to the middle icon on the left-hand side of your phone. It is a quick save icon. Click on that and save the game, because if you were to have invested in the wrong stock or would have missed the peak of the stock and possibly lost money somehow, you can always go back, load up that save file, and none of your money is gone. So please make sure you create a save file, and we're going to be doing this after every single time we sell so that we have that secured and locked in, and there's never, ever, ever a possibility of losing our money. So moving on to part 2 of this 3-step process. We now have the Lester assassination missions. Now, I mentioned this earlier. This is very important that we saved those 4 missions for now. So the first mission is the multi-target assassination mission, where you're going to be killing 4 jurors. Now that's going to change some stocks in the game, and we're going to be capitalizing on those changes. Before you start the mission, you're going to have to go over to the LCN stock market on your phone, and you're going to buy Debonair stock. Put all of your money, and I want to emphasize that, all of your money into Debonair stock. After the mission, you're going to wait some time in game, wait for the stock to take effect, and you can sell the stock anywhere from a 40 to 100% return on your investment. What we're going to do right after that is, as soon as you sell that Debonair stock, you're going to invest all of your money now into Redwood, which is also a stock on the LCN stock market. You're going to have to wait a little bit. I suggest possibly switching over to Trevor, who, when he sleeps, speeds up the game by 12 hours. It may take a few days. It took me, I think, 5 or 6 days in-game for the stock market to fully take effect, but you should see a 200 to 300% return on investment on your Redwood stock. The second assassination mission is the Vice assassination mission. Before the mission, you have to go over to the Bossack network and put all of your money into iFruit stocks. And right after the mission, you're going to sell it for 20 to 60% return. Right after that, you're going to buy Facade on the Bossack network again. You can sleep a few times, and you're going to wait for a 20 to 30% return on that stock as well. The third mission is the bus assassination mission. You're going to be acting as a bus driver and taking out one of the people who tries to come on the bus. You're not going to be buying any stock before the mission. You're only going to be buying Vapid stock after the mission. The Vapid stock is on the Bossack network, so you buy that stock, all of your money into that stock after you've completed the mission, sleep for a little bit, and you're going to see a 80 to 100% return on investment. The final Lester assassination mission is the construction assassination mission. For this one, you're going to have to buy Gold Coast stock on the LCN network before the mission. Put all of your money into Gold Coast stock before. After the mission, sleep for a little bit, and you should see a 50 to 100% return on investment. So I wanted to determine what kind of numbers you could be looking at or looking to receive from this big score plus the Leicester assassination missions. Now let's just say that we want to take an average for all of us, assuming that some people may mess up the big score like I did, some people may not get as lucky with the returns as well like I did. If we're going to do that, then we're going to take the middle point of the take per character in the big score, which would be 26.75 million, plus the 1 million that you should have, 27.75 million per character. That's assuming that you got the middle amount of money for the big score heist. Now, assuming that we get the middle amount of percentage return per stock for each Leicester assassination mission, you would end with $686 million. So that's assuming that you did the big score at an average level and were only able to receive average level returns for the Leicester assassination mission. Okay, so for the third and final part of this method, taking us from a few hundred million, maybe a billion, up to the 2.1 billion, we are going to be using a stock market method that I've talked about many times on the channel before. It is not a glitch, it is simply trading with the stock market, and we are going to be making small little trades that over time add up. Now, what I mean by that, first you go to LCN, only LCN, go over to the right hand side, click on that average change percentage, and we're going to be looking at the stocks that have had a decline for the past few days. Now, what we're going to be specifically looking for are stocks or a stock that has declined for the past 5 days, one steep long decline. Now, as you can see here with Maze Bank, had one little change on Wednesday, but for the most part has declined the whole period of time. Now, what I've found over my time, trading with the stock market in this game is that after a certain period of time of a decline for a stock, they usually swing back up. Now, it's not guaranteed, but they usually do. So for a stock, if we're going to bet on that, then the stocks that have declined for the longest are most likely at their end of their decline and are going to go back up. So one that's declined for only 3 days, if you could tell that by the graph, for only 3 days is less likely to go back up than one that's declined for 5 days, if that makes sense. So we're betting on stocks that are most likely going to go up. And one important thing to hit on is that we are not looking for large gains or large percentage returns. We're going for small little returns and doing it multiple times. So remember, like usual, like with the Leicester assassination missions, we're investing all of our money into it because we do have that backup save file and we should not be worried about losing any money whatsoever. So you put all of your money into it, make sure you have that backup save file, and then we're going to be going to our characters' houses, going and sleeping in their beds. And what that does is that speeds up time in game. We did it for the Leicester assassination missions as well, but you speed up time in game so that the stock market changes and you see that percentage change faster than actually waiting the real time or real life time. So we go here, you could see here we had like a 1 point something percent change already, which is perfect. And now we're going to keep doing that a few more times. Now, like I said, we're going to be going for or looking for only 1 to 5% positive return, nothing more. Sometimes you'll get lucky, like a 9-10% return, but 1 to 5% is perfect. You sell it off, you move on to the next stock. Now, another thing to mention is the amount of sleeps you should do. Anywhere between 1 to 5 is good. If you slept 5 times and the stock is in the negatives and hasn't gone to the positives, all you have to do, go load up your game, go back to your previous save file, don't worry about it. So this is the method. You buy the stock when it's at its lowest, sleep a few times, sell it when it goes up by 1 to 5%, and then rinse and repeat until you hit that $2.1 billion mark. So that is going to be it for the video. I hope you did enjoy. I hope it did help you out. Very quickly before we go, this is a little surprise for the followers of the channel. There's now a join button, which means we do have memberships on the channel. Memberships are monthly subscriptions. There are currently 2 tiers, the supporter tier and the fam tier. Both come with perks. Both of them you get a custom badge next to your name in the comment section and in the live chat of live streams. And then the fam tier, which is the higher tier, you get a shout out at the end of every single one of my videos after the point that you become a member. Now, like I said, it is a subscription, so the supporter tier is $1.99 a month and the fam tier is $4.99 cents a month, Canadian dollars. Of course, you don't have to do this. It's just a way to help support the channel. If you do, I very much appreciate it. But with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like. If you are new, subscribe. Get ready for some more GTA 5 content. And I really do hope this helped you out. Peace.